and turn it off now.
Hello, fellas,
Hey, Jude.
and welcome to the podcast. Today is our first educational podcast. Thomas, tell them what's about.
Well, how's it going, listeners? I hope you're all well. Today, we're going to be learning about the drug kingpin Pablo Escobar. I'm sure you've heard of him.
Personally, he's my idol. Um,
I mean,
I live by his motto. Fuck bitches, get money.
oh my god.
Wasn't his motto "Live, Laugh, Love" or something?
Was it? What was Pablo Escobar's motto?
Does he have a catchphrase? This was like, "Where's the money?" And then just like shoot 3 people in the same room as him, man.
This guy was pretty crazy.
Oh man, honest to God, he was fucking crazy.
Yeah,
But,
he was a smart guy, but he was a madman. So
You know, he's smart. He's street smart. That's the definition of what street smart is now. You know, yeah. Honest to God, but like, must have started off from a young age, kind of thing, right? I mean, like, nobody wakes up and becomes fucking billionaire, you know?
well, we'll get to that. That's part of the segment I'm covering in this. I'm covering his early life, and then the lads take over.
Oh yeah, I like it.
So,
We're gonna be
ready to
showing
go,
some
fellas?
fun facts.
Where did he go, man?
Yeah. of
So,
course.
obviously in Ireland we don't learn how to pronounce anything from any other countries. So I'm sorry, I'm going to butcher these names. Okay, so Pablo Escobar's mother, her name was Humilda de los Dolores. Oh, it's even bigger. Gaviria Barrios or whatever. Her date of birth is not actually confirmed for some
Oh
reason.
my God, what the hell was that?
What?
There was like a massive noise. It was horrible.
Bro,
I hope the viewers didn't hear that.
Yes,
Oh my God, that was terrifying.
I was just saying her name, bro.
No,
No,
it was Jesus Christ. Right, go on.
Okay, so yeah, it doesn't actually say her birth date. It says she 89 something. I don't know what that is. She died in October 2006.
in
That
Medellin.
was his mom, and she was a teacher.
Ooh.
So like some people, I guess what your parents do don't really make what you are. So,
Perfect.
his father, for some reason on the Wikipedia, it's a picture of him, but
Yeah, like
his
what the fuck?
his father was Abel de Jesus Escobar Echeverri, man, these names. So,
just emphasis on Jesus, because you know how to say
yeah. So, yeah, that was his dad's name. He was a farmer, and he worked really, really hard. In all fairness. So, he also had 2 siblings, but we're not going to touch on. So, Sarah Maria and Emilio Escobar.
Wait, Pablo Escobar is Pablo Escobar, bro.
Yeah. So, Pablo Emilio Escobar Gaviria, whatever, was born on December 1st, 1949, in a small town of
Rinegro.
That's really
I think
cool,
that's
man.
it.
He shares the same birthday as my dog.
Rinegro
1949.
in Medellin.
So, yeah, apparently 45 minutes from Medellin, Colombia.
Yeah.
Yeah, as I said previously, his father Bell was a hardworking, humble cattle farmer, while his mother,
Hermilda.
was a school teacher.
Hmm.
So his criminal career began in the city of
Medellin.
Medellin. Yeah. So he looks really weird as a teenager.
That's the weirdest looking teenager I've ever fucking seen, bro.
So
I believe
he wasn't always a criminal.
in his-
He was a standard lad, and he actually had a bike repair shop, kind of like on the go kind of job.
That's
So
crazy, man.
before he went mental, he fixed bikes, and he found like all these different parts from different places to fix up the bikes. So
Yeah.
I doubt he actually stole parts, but he found them anyway
Yeah.
to fix bikes. And using that money, he bought his first ever motorcycle.
Oh.
I'll see if I can get a picture of that for the viewers.
Fan of the old motorbikes, was he?
Guess so, man.
Apparently.
He's definitely a fan of a motorized vehicle, considering how many he has.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Oh,
Not bad.
Well, I don't know. I don't know what it was actually.
that's
So,
weird.
to finish off my segment, Escobar is thought to have begun his criminal career as a teenager, allegedly stealing gravestones and sanding them down for resale to local smugglers. But his brother does deny this, and instead claiming that the gravestones came from cemetery owners whose clients had stopped paying for the site's care, and that he had a relative who had
Wow.
a monuments business. Okay. So
Okay.
that's his
I
early
know
life
that
covers.
he stole them. Didn't he? I think he also stole vehicles as well, though.
I think he did.
Yeah.
I know.
Well-
I was reading something earlier. He used to sell diplomas in high school so people could just drop out.
Wow.
Oh yeah, he dropped that when he was 17, just before he was supposed to finish,
Oh, nice one, man.
and then that's when he started the bike repair shop.
All right.
So,
Fair enough,
let's go through some fun facts then.
I
Do you know
mean,
what his motto was?
No.
Live, laugh, love.
Nah, it was plata o ploma,
Which
or plomo,
means
which means money or a bullet, or money or lead, which is literally money or a bullet. So he'd use that against government officials and like police, so he could.
That sounds
So
terrifying.
yeah,
and
so
even one of his henchmen, right?
either you'd corrupt them, like either he'd corrupt you. So if you didn't take his money, you were dead.
Damn.
Yeah, it's fucked, man.
Jeez, man. Yeah, man. He was a bit wild, and he did a lot of really, really weird, fucked up shit.
He
In fairness, he
definitely
did.
did.
He's caused a couple of problems for Colombia since he died.
Mm,
One of which
yeah.
being his hippos.
His hippo.
Yeah,
I know
I've
he has
seen that.
hippos.
Yeah,
What
he
about
had
his
a
hippos,
private zoo. He had a private zoo with hippos, giraffes, elephants, and other animals, but the hippos are still around.
though? Are they?
And their
Yeah.
population is getting bigger, and the Colombian government doesn't know what to do with it.
Do you know those
Escobar imported 4 hippos from America in 1981 for a private zoo at his, I'm not pronouncing that, his place.
Yeah.
After his drug empire collapsed, the hippos escaped and have been breeding in the wild ever since, now numbering 80 individuals or more.
80.
So it's
Oh my god.
a bunch of like incestuous hippos running around in Colombia, thanks to this guy.
Christ,
Oh
man.
Christ.
So
Do you know
bad.
those babies that like they're born on crack? It's like
Oh,
it's like these
crackhead babies?
hippos. They're like crackhead hippos.
They're cocaine hippos.
You know what I mean?
You know, at some point he had so much money that he bought like a private jet specifically to fly his money like.
Could you imagine what the
He also
fuck?
bought an island for it to refuel.
Man, he bought a bunch of islands, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
it was
called the
crazy.
Escobar Islands, aren't they? There's loads of them.
Yes,
I heard a rumor now. I heard a rumor that Dana White was planning to buy one of those Escobar Islands to
Yeah.
hold his.
So
Oh my gosh, that'd be cool, wouldn't it?
in the middle of this shit.
All right, we're not getting entangled.
We're not
back
getting
in
into UFC again. Anyways, so apparently in the late 1980s, the Colombian authorities seized some of Escobar's enormous fleet, including 142 planes, 20 helicopters, 32 yachts, and 141 homes and offices.
Ah, jeez, man, where's he gonna live?
Okay, hold on.
Bruh.
Say that part again.
So in the late 1980s, Colombian authorities seized some of his enormous fleet, including 142 planes, 20 helicopters, 32 yachts, and 141 homes and offices.
Do you realize with the first 3 things you said that he outnumbers the Irish military
Oh my
by a
god,
lot.
that's crazy. Like, what the fuck?
Man,
He also
Yeah.
bought 2 submarines for transporting coke into the US.
Jesus Christ.
Jeez, that's crazy.
But like,
Yeah,
surely be to God, there's some point when you like he didn't even do it for the money. 2.2 million of like what is it? 2.1 billion per year was destroyed because of spoilage, water damage,
yeah, I've
rats,
seen that.
fire.
Yeah, because they were
Like,
storing it in different places. Yeah.
at some point, the guy just thought, fuck the money. He just likes doing it for.
You know, at some point they called him Robin Hood because he supported the poor.
He's always done that. He's always been a big advocate for the poor, though, hasn't he?
He sponsored his local football team.
That's crazy. What the fuck, like?
Yeah.
Could you imagine
Oh, it's crazy.
being with a match, like in a match, and your opponent is the team that Pablo Escobar owns? You'd be fucking afraid to win.
Yeah, man.
Oh,
If you
it's
win,
crazy.
you're fucked. The entire other team is dead, though.
Do you know the thing in The Dictator where he do just the hand signals,
Oh, when they're running,
Yeah, it's like
and he has the gun and he shoots the other lads in
Nah,
the
do
race.
you know in The Dictator where he gets where he does the
Oh,
hand
with the
gesture?
crosses
up
his
to his
neck.
neck.
Just
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
just
yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
Yeah. Yeah, but he was actually caught, even though he was a snaky old fucker. He was caught, and so the Colombian government made an agreement with the FBI because the FBI
Well,
wanted to take him to America.
do you know what happened there?
for anyone who hasn't watched Narcos, that was a spoiler.
The Colombian government, right? They had
Yeah.
a constitution made that anyone arrested in Mexico couldn't be put into an American jail. And people think that he helped ghostwrite that law so that he could stay in Colombia.
Jesus
I
Christ.
mean, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, he built his own
That's the kind of
prison,
power he had.
Exactly, that's
complete,
exactly the kind of power he had.
complete with a basketball court, I think a swimming pool, and a helipad. And it was referred to as La Catedral, which is the cathedral.
Jesus.
Wait,
That
it
was
had a casino, a nightclub, and a spa in the fucking thing, bro.
Jesus, man.
Jesus Christ, man. Imagine
And
your prison having a nightclub in it.
that wasn't his building that had 77,000 acres, is it? Or which one was that now? Is that his
No,
actual?
I don't think that was. I
Was that
don't
his
think that was.
actual house,
Yeah, that was his estate, yeah.
which he named after Naples, Italy?
Wait, what?
he
Following
named
his.
Huh.
he
Yeah,
named his house after Naples, Italy.
fuck's sake.
Unbelievable, right?
So apparently, following his death, his lavish Colombian estate was transformed into a theme park
Hmm.
featuring animals, life-size dinosaur models, and Escobar's collection of classic cars.
Mm, nice.
Jesus Christ, man. This man, absolutely
I mean,
insane.
oh, 100%, man, insane. It's not even. He's beyond insane, man. Sure. What the thing? He spent over 2.5 grand on fucking rubber bands every month because he had so much money. What
That's like
what's
that's like 30 grand a year.
what sane person spends that much money on rubber bands? The
You
guy
know,
was making so much money.
the
Like,
biggest
isn't?
single cocaine shipment he ever made to the US weighed 51,000 pounds.
Oh my god.
51,000 pounds of cocaine in one shipment.
Like,
Wow.
oh man, he's mad. Honestly, come on, he's mad.
They still
How?
this I think the poor people still kind of advocate like idolize him and stuff like that.
Sure, I read there that 25,000 people attended his funeral. Like,
It's crazy, man. I remember
yeah.
when I was watching that Derek tourist thing. The journalist went to one of the neighborhoods in Colombia that was named after him,
Yeah.
and it was like the poorest, I think, of the lot of them. And he was talking to like people that lived there, and he was like, "Oh man, I love Pablo Escobar," and he's like, "Why?" And he's like, "Oh, well, like my grandma, and my like mum were living out in the streets, and he gave us a home, and
Oh,
yeah, it was crazy, man."
wow.
So a lot of people do actually like him,
Yeah, man.
even
He's
though he
kind of
was
like
fucking insane.
he's
Do you
kind of
guys
like
know his stance on cocaine?
No.
as a drug. He said it was no different to alcohol,
What?
and that it doesn't matter what drug it is, that you'll see people on the street who are on it because of drugs or alcohol. They look the same. It's all about mental discipline.
Mm.
Jesus, man.
Yeah, man.
Never, I don't think he actually took cocaine. The only thing he'd have is the only thing he'd do is smoke a bit of weed every so often.
Really?
Marijuana is what they call it.
Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah. No, seriously, that's
so. Thomas, do you want to delve into his criminal career?
Ooh, yeah, do it.
Jeez, I don't mind. Let's see. Do I have anything here? I have a load of notes here, but let's see. Let's talk about one of his henchmen, will we? I think most of us. I think most of us would know who this guy is now.
Popeye.
Popeye, notorious for killing over 300 people, including his own girlfriend who had gone out with Pablo Escobar. So Popeye and his girlfriend, they were in bed one night, yeah? And Pablo rings up Popeye. And Dara, what was that phrase you said earlier? Money or lead? Gee, what the hell is it, Jared? Jesus Christ, man.
Bro.
How did
the Popeye we're talking about?
this guy gets a call from Pablo and says, you need to kill your girlfriend. It's either the money or the lead.
Yeah, Plato Como.
And do you know what? Popeye straight up does it, man. He's that loyal to Pablo. It's amazing.
Bro.
He doesn't need no second hesitations. It's mad, isn't it?
And he died recently, February 6th, 2020.
He had
He did die recently.
A YouTube channel.
Was that before or after now? Like was he in prison? I presume he was in prison, right?
In prison.
He had a YouTube channel
for like 17 years.
Do they have access to internet and apps there?
No, bro. He had his YouTube channel after it.
Oh, after wait, so he got out of prison?
Yeah, bro. He only served like 17 years, I think.
But sure, like people who have more than a gram get what, like loads of fucking years, and this guy only got 17 for killing.
Bro.
What? Oh man.
I remember when I was watching the documentary. He interviewed this this lad who was like a police officer back then. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like literally in those times, and he had the graduating class picture of the like police force or whatever.
Yeah.
From that year, and he was like, and how many of these people are still alive? And he was like, out of all of these, probably like 5, and there was like 50 people in the photo.
Jesus, man.
He's like, 5 of these are still left, and he was like, and how are you alive? And he was like, oh yeah, well I went corrupt for Pablo.
Jesus, man.
Yeah,
he's mad. Anyway, a bit about his criminal career. So every day, he would transport 15 tons of coke into the US. Now, 80% of the coke that was in the US was distributed by Pablo. So that means for every 4 out of 5 people who were doing coke, it probably came from Pablo Escobar.
Are you sure you got that
15,
right?
Yeah, did you say 15 tons, bro?
15 tons a day.
I don't think it was 15 tons, bro.
15 tons.
I doubt him.
No, I've
also, I think he was in control of 80% of the world's cocaine and 90% of the US's cocaine.
Distributing 80%.
I'll check that real quick.
It could be the world's. It could be the world's now. Yeah. I'm pretty sure 15 tons is right though.
Yeah, 15 tons. Yeah.
15 tons a day.
At the height of the drug trade. He's also known as Don Pablo or El Patron.
He used to hide the cocaine in plane tires.
Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the pilots would make 500 grand.
Yeah.
For doing that.
Yeah, half a million.
Jesus.
Not bad.
Imagine that.
And that was per flight. That was per flight.
Yeah,
just
per flight.
Remember that.
Would you do that?
And then they still made so much profit because it cost them 5,000 to make a kg of it, and you could sell it for 70,000.
Would you do it, bro?
Would I Well,
If
back
you were
then, less of a chance of being caught. Yes, I'd do it once.
What's
Not now.
500,000? I'd do it twice, man. I'd do it
Half a
over and back.
million. I could nearly retire in Ireland.
Nearly.
No, you'd have to get the solid milli, you know.
You would probably be able to rent out a room for about a week in Dublin.
Or you could buy a mansion in Mayo.
Mansion in Mayo.
You could probably buy a Kerry.
So you could probably buy a county like County Louth.
Man, you could probably buy
Sure.
Leinster, bro.
Why the hell would you want Louth, man?
It's the smallest one, man. It's just handy.
Yeah, why
Yeah,
would
it's
you
the
want the
smallest.
smallest one, like, bro?
Yeah, man.
You
Shout
could
out to
probably
everyone in
buy
Louth.
Cork, man.
Do you know what? If you're from Loud, we love you. But damn, make your county bigger. Invade fucking Armagh or something. Who cares?
Invade. How much would it be to buy Cork?
Probably a couple of million, I'd say.
Probably like $50.
Probably like 20 feet. An acre of land is 9 grand, okay? How many acres is Cork?
Man.
Right, boys, you ready for this? This lad made 420 million a week.
195,680. Alright?
Right?
By 9,000. Okay, yeah, it costs you 1.77 billion to buy Cork.
Just saying, Jeff Bezos, you can do it, man.
1.761
Okay,
billion, bro.
so Pablo Escobar
420
could have bought
million.
Cork how many times?
420
How many
million a week.
Corks could he buy?
In a
Let's see
week.
if he could buy. Let's see if he could buy all of Ireland.
Probably could, man. He was estimated to have 30 billion at his peak.
Yeah.
And his son
In
says
US
that's not
dollars.
even.
2861. All right, hold on.
Sorry to get sidelined.
Hold on. Buy 9,000. That's a big number. 187 billion. 749,000
To buy Ireland.
to buy Ireland, land
Okay,
wise.
sorry.
Okay.
I mean, Jeff Bezos could nearly do it.
I mean, would you want to? Wasn't
Would you want
Trump
to
like?
buy Ireland?
Wasn't Trump willing to buy Iceland a couple of years ago?
That was last year, yeah.
Last year, yeah. Like
How
fucking
many-
hell, man.
How many acres is Iceland, bro?
Just moving on.
But there was a one point now he was willing to play just to get on the good side of Colombia. He was willing to pay off their debt, which was worth 10 billion at the time. like, like
And did
Come on.
they even consider that?
no, they turned it down.
If I was a government official who's probably already being paid by this guy, I would have said yes.
I mean, why not, man? You might as well.
Well, like, what did he want in return?
Nothing. He just wanted to get off with all his crimes.
Oh, so like just basically ignore everything I did and I'll just pay this off is
Yeah, pay off their debt.
a new start for everyone, basically.
Oh my God! The U.S. offered $100 million in 1946 to buy Greenland. The U.S. were like, "Yo, we'll give you $100 million if you let us buy you," which would be worth a 1.3 billion in today's dollars.
They've tried to buy it a few times, yeah.
Yeah, man. They
We'll
really
do
want
this-
Greenland.
We'll do another mini episode on on Greenland sometime.
I should do a mini episode on buying a country. America has made big land purchases in the past. It bought Alaska from Russia in 1867 for 7.
That's for the America episode.
Million. Fuck you.
Listen here, listeners. You'll get your damn Greenland episode, alright? But today's about
Get your
Pablo.
rent when you fix this damn door.
This episode's about Pablo.
This.
This episode's
Exactly.
about
Anyway, when he was near the end of his life, when he was in his well, I say near the end of the life, just before he died, uh,
Just before he was brutally executed,
he said he'd rather have a grave in Colombia than go to jail in the US, and
Yeah,
that's
he
pretty.
didn't want to spend his last years in an American jail cell.
I mean, like, who would? In all fairness, like.
Yeah, bro, I mean, you got some scary people in the US,
Yeah, exactly, man.
You got like Jeffrey Dahmer, Ted Bundy, Hillary
Trump.
Clinton.
Do you think him and Trump would have gotten along?
What?
I think him and
Man,
Trump
he
would have gotten
probably would
along.
have tried.
No
I
He would.
think
He
I,
probably would.
chance.
Yeah,
You're
man.
kidding. Him and Trump probably would have gotten
Bro.
along so well.
Man, he would have been like, "It's good for the economy. It's good. It's good money.
Nothing wrong with a
Money's
bit of
money, bro.
coke.
30 billion.
I think they would have gone on like a house on fire.
Yeah, man.
Nice.
Honestly,
So,
yeah.
anything more about Pablo, boys?
Oh, we barely touched the subject, yeah.
Bro, I know he was executed. What? I know he was killed when he was 44. I know that.
He was gunned down on a roof
Yeah, he was
chase
gunned down on a Medellin rooftop.
with his security guard.
Yeah, and the people who killed him took a picture with his body.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Remember the other night? Now we were talking about these people. They were like parading some guy's body around. Was it? They
Oh
were. They
yeah,
were.
Hitler.
They were
They
afraid.
did
Yeah.
it to Mussolini, the Italian
Yeah.
dictator.
Man,
They were. Yeah, they were afraid they were gonna do the Hitler. So.
It's pretty much that, isn't it? Like.
Yeah, bro. Pretty much. I mean, in the digital age, because just take a photo and put it online, bro. I mean, that's horrible, but it's true, bro. It happens,
That's a fact.
Alright, that's all the notes I have down about him, man.
Yeah,
Don't know about
man.
you boys. I mean, I think we've done well. If you want more information, of course, you can go watch Narcos, which I think I'm definitely going to watch after this podcast now,
Netflix sponsor
if
us.
I'm being honest. Netflix.
Let's say before we end this episode, just name off any facts you can think of real quick.
Oh shit! The thing about his daughter, he burned $20 million when his daughter was feeling sick when they're on the run, to make her feel warm. Mad, unbelievable.
Absolutely insane, bro.
Oh, he's insane. Absolutely. Anything else, Dara?
He spent his prison days with his boys and the Colombian, I think it was Miss Colombia models.
His wife, he married her when she was 15, I think.
Oh yeah, and he was 27.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
bit weird. Bit fucked.
Not cool. Not very cool at all, if I'm being honest.
That's not very cash money of him.
No. And he's all about
That was
cash
something
money.
he had a lot of. Also, all of his money
yeah.
was cash.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There was
which
nothing
is
digital.
insane, man.
It was all cash.
He didn't
And
even
what
have
was
a
it?
credit card, bro.
1 billion was eaten by rats.
Yeah, like. Could you imagine that?
Jeez, man.
Like that's just.
Man, that just makes me upset. It makes me feel poor.
Guy didn't care so little about money, and that's what it was at the end of it. He just didn't care about the money anymore. It was all about getting away with it and the drugs,
Sticking it to the man.
and all the friends we made along the way.
I don't think he was sticking it to the man. I think he at first maybe he was sticking it to the man, and he was like, "Oh, I'm getting kind of good at this," and then he became the world's fucking most renowned drug lord.
There's a lot of similarities between him and the fictional, drug kingpin Walter White.
I was literally about to say, if you fucking bring up Walter White.
Well, like I'm just saying, isn't it? Because at the end of it, Walter White, he didn't care about the money. It was all about he was good at it.
You can't.
It was all about the cooking.
What?
Man, Breaking Bad's been out for fucking over 10 years, bro.
Yeah. No, it hasn't, man. It ended in 2015, like.
Yeah, Dara.
2013, didn't it? No.
Yeah, less than 10 years.
Yeah, but it started in 2008, bro.
I mean, if you haven't seen Breaking Bad, you should definitely go watch that. You kidding me?
This episode was not sponsored by Breaking Bad.
And if you
No, hold up, Jared.
And if you have, go watch it again.
Yeah. I mean, why not? What else are you gonna do?
Because
except for listening to this
exactly, bro.
podcast, of course.
Yeah, of course, man. This podcast is not sponsored by this podcast.
So to end this podcast, a quick notice from our sponsors.
Thank you,
And back
sponsors.
to the
Now.
podcast.
Thank you to my left toe and Thomas's dog for sponsoring this video.
And let's get real
You
here,
know,
listeners.
You ever
We all
feeling
know-
like, God damn, man, I'm a left toe? Me too. So,
Stop
Nice.
and have you got a dog? Well, so does Thomas. And that's the end of the ad read.
So, listeners, we're nearly on 100 subscribers, and guess what? Tomorrow is our second week doing this, and we would really like to reach 100 by tomorrow. It's a bit of a long shot, but you know what? You never know. If you're not subscribed, go subscribe. It's free.
Smash it, bro.
It won't hurt you. You know,
Tell-
it's all good
Tell
intentions.
your grandma about this podcast. She's gonna
Yeah.
love it.
If
Your
we
grandma's
get
gonna love this.
100,000 likes, we will get the ghost of Pablo Escobar on the podcast.
Why not? Yeah. Oh my
Man.
God. You're
Bruh.
horrible. You're horrible. No.
He was a bad guy, dude. He was a worse guy than me. It's okay. Anyways, so yeah, 100,000 likes if you want that to happen.
So today's podcast was an educational podcast. We didn't touch as much about the guy's life as we'd like to, but with other educational episodes, we're going to go a lot more in depth, and hopefully, if he's actually give us some ideas.
Yeah, so let us know what educational episode you want next, and maybe we can sometimes, get a guest in who might know more about the subject.
Yes, I know somebody who was there for one of Fidel Castro's. What are they called? He gave a revolutionary speech.
Huh.
So I know a guy who was there, and he might get him on the podcast.
Ooh,
That's pretty
very
cool.
interesting.
So
Very
leave you on that.
interesting.
Thanks for watching the podcast. Hope you have a lovely day.
Have a good one,
Subscribe.
man.
Tell your
Uh,
grandma
like,
about this podcast.
peace.
Don't be sad if 10 billion of your thing gets eaten by rats.
I mean, it happens
Have
to the
a
best
good
of
one.
us and the worst of us.
Have a good one.
Take it, Andy. Thomas, say something.
Eat Rice Krispies.